Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It's day 36 and we are ready to get on with this. Any of you guys questions in the chat, feel free to ask. Last night we were mucking around with this. We came across a problem with easy multi-save. So after the stream I checked up on the documentation and it was indeed a topic which was covered in the documentation with not a particular answer, but a couple of different ways of getting around it. So I have implemented it and we can check it out. And we can as you can see, we can get them to remove themselves. So, how did we do that? Well, quite simply, what I have done there is we need to actually put it into the code. Well, so that I don't need to press a button to make things happen. Okay? So, because this is done in the pawn at the moment, right, what it does is it delays for 5 seconds and then does it, but this should actually be in the code. Okay, so this is the loading. Now the saving we will still do manually for now, but what we're going to do is we're going to move this code into our begin play. Okay, now it might actually be moved out of here and into something resembling the level streaming. Okay, but that should work for now. And we should call EMS action as well. Right, so this is going to destroy all the actors that need destroyed, and then it's going to update all the things that need updated, so doors, etc, etc. Okay, so in theory, when we actually load this up, you can see that our stuff is gone. Okay, now what I'm going to do at this point and I'm not 100% sure why it's doing that with the fire. Right. Because our infinity stuff should also, well, it's not going to be saving because we've not set it to save. Right, but we'll worry about that one later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to save games. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete these. Right, now if I delete these, then our game should return back to its original state, which it does, as you can see there. Right, so we can take that, we can take that, we can open that door, we can start this fire, okay, then we can save the game, which I have just done, then we can press play again. And you can see that our 2 plates have gone, our door is open, and our fire is lit. Okay. So now we are saving. So the way I'm doing it, right, before we do anything here, is right, I'm losing my train of thought here. Okay, so the way we're doing it, and we're going to actually change this slightly, is in our pawn we have a variable which holds soft references, okay, and when we destroy an actor we add it to our list of soft references. That means that when we come back in, we just loop through these destroyed actors and then basically destroy them again. Okay, that's the way it works. And then we send out an event dispatcher to basically light a fire or open the door again, or whatever action needs required if a object is in a different state to what it started. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to dismiss this for now. Right, and yeah, what we're going to do in our pawn is we're going to do a function, and we're going to call it add to destroyed actors. Okay, and it's going to have an input, okay, and we're going to call it soft ref, and it's going to be to an actor, and it's going to be soft object reference. Right, this is just to keep everything centralized. I'll show you why in a second. We're going to get this, and then we're going to say add unique. Okay. And that's quite simply it for that function, right? So, next thing, we're going to go and find the items that need that, and that's in interactable items. So, door doesn't get destroyed, right? A fire doesn't get destroyed, so we can forget those two, right? But we can go into BP food, and you'll see here that I'm doing that function, right? But I don't want to do it that way. I just want to add to destroyed. Right, now we want to call this, okay? Add to destroyed actors. So we delete that. This just makes it more obvious what we're doing at this point, okay? So basically all we need to do now is copy that, and anywhere that we're destroying the actor, we basically add this to the destroyed actors. Okay? And basically we do it with food. We do it with drink. As I said, this doing it this way is just to make it a lot simpler for my colleague, that he'll see that we're, instead of like code that says add to an array and then he has to check the array and blah blah blah, right? All he needs to do is look at this and it says add to destroyed actors, right? And that makes it a lot simpler for him to understand. Okay, so we do it with those two, and the next thing we're going to do is, it's also in the wildlife, but it's in the wildlife AI, right? And it's in this task here. Okay. So what we're going to do is pull off this and say add to destroyed actors. And I keep hitting that button on the side of my mouse that basically takes me back to where I was, which isn't ideal, but anyway, right? So this is going to work for all the wildlife, right? So the interesting thing here is, I believe what I might have to do is in here I might have to say is valid. Okay. Okay. So, with that in mind, we can now go into our interactables again, and then if we go into dead animals, we can add it here. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at our first one. And what we should do here well, first of all, what we should do is we need to add EMS, easy multisave, interface, and I think what we'll do it doesn't really matter, does it? We've got the ref car, right, okay, whatever. Add 2 destroyed actors. I believe I could just copy and paste this in actually. Right, and self, okay, we can save that. Paste that. Okay. And finally, this one, and this is why you should consider implementing your save game functionality quite early on, because it saves all this going back and forward and updating all your previous blueprints. Okay. So what we're going to do is go back into our save game, delete these, okay, Now, what we do now is we press 9 to save it. Right. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, I think. I think I needed to press 8 and not 9. Right. So at this point we save. Okay, escape that. And press play again. Now, you'll notice that our stag is not there. Our stag's not there, but neither is our dead animal. Okay. Okay, we're probably gonna have to do. Ah, hang on a second. This, I believe, is the one that we need to do. So I'm not sure. We'll save that. Okay, this might make things a little more complicated. Right, but once again, delete that. Now the interesting thing okay, so let's try it. Okay, there's our stag. Okay, so that's dead. We press 8 to save it. We escape that. We press play. And there we go. Our stag is dead. Right. But we can't do anything with it. Okay. So there's something that we're not saving that we need to save. Okay. what we'll do is well, that's inherited. Right, so hang on a second. Base dead animal. Right, so why can't I I'm guessing it's this one here, right? Now you'll notice that I've probably added EMS to this. Actually, no, I haven't. No, that's base interactable. Although this would probably be the one to set it with, but this is interactable items, right? And this has EMS, right? So theoretically, this should have EMS. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I would have thought those would still be savable. Yeah, it's got EMS. Right, so this is getting interesting. Right, so we're going to save that. Now, BP base interactable has got the EMS, right? So yeah, just need to reload it. So if that's the case, right, these should all be saved. Okay. So we get to have some fun again and delete these save games. And we have deleted them, so that's alright. Okay. Okay, so we should be able to save that, which we just did. Stop it. Press play again. Okay. And we don't seem to be, there we go. Ah, but it doesn't do the play animation, etc. Okay. Dead animal BPs. Stag. It's the item data. Right. So is it coming from the interactable SK? Yep. So we need to save that. Okay. So we get delete again. And what I'm going to do is make sure that none of these have got, so that's inherited. That's inherited. That's inherited. Hi Just Fast, how you doing? Okay, so I think I hit it there. We did. Then we can press save. Stop it. Run it again. And there we go. So that's all working. Okay. So if we go into inventory, right, that's okay. If we press save again and stop, then we press play again, and we bring up our inventory, we've still got our deer meat. Okay, so that's now all working. Okay, so that's fine. Why, thank you, Just Fast. That's kind words indeed. So that's all good, right? This is all super smashing. Right, we're going to open our door. We're going to light our fire. Right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to save. We're going to escape. We're going to ignore that for now. Actually, no, we won't. I'm going to bring that up, right? I'm going to leave that there and we're going to fix that in a minute. Okay. Then we're going to press play, and there is our door open and our fire started. On save. We no longer have a stag, but we do have the other two things, which is excellent. And just fast, if you want to see some more little actiony things, you can climb up ladders. Right, we haven't got an end climb up a ladder animation, but you can climb up them. Okay, so that's all good. So our saving is working. Okay, now we're going to solve this issue as well. Right, so it was in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say is valid. And then I'm going to delete that. Right, and we're going to do this. We've got that other error which we're going to sort out. This infinity weather thing, right? we're going to do the exact same thing. Hi Stormrun Gaming, how you doing, bud? I have a question. Have you got any tutorial, of course, to make a game like that? Like what? Like this? I would say you can't possibly. There really isn't a way of doing a tutorial series. It's just if you watch my devlogs, really, you'll see me doing it. We're going to say is valid. Well, on my channel you've got from day one. So I guess the best way to do it is to watch all my videos. Right, so if I do this, this should stop it from mucking up or giving me errors, right? Because it shouldn't be doing this if it isn't valid, right? So if I dismiss these two errors, there's no way of actually teaching somebody how to do this. What you've got to do is teach how to do things, right? You got your character animations working for the playable character. Well, that's good. I mean, you don't start with your magnum opus, you know, you build up to it. So you've got to do the simple things first. So if you've got animations working, great, that's fantastic. And I'm not being funny about it, I mean, it is. It's not easy to do this stuff, even though Unreal Engine and Unity and all the other engines make it sound as if you can make a game in 5 minutes. It just doesn't work like that, right? May I ask, Stormrun Gaming, are you using an animation blueprint or are you using... How are you doing it, basically? Are you using blend spaces? Are you using... What is it you're doing? And what was I doing? I've forgotten what I was doing. Oh, I've got this all working, haven't I? That's always a bonus. Right, so what we'll do is we'll make this guy save as well. Right? So we've got our humanoid dude. Blind space, so are you using, so I take it you're using animation blueprint? Right, so we've got our humanoid dude. We just go to class settings. And I have added him to save. So that's okay, we've got him saving. That's good. Right, we've not got any variables in him yet, so we'll have to work on that. Well, that's really good for a week, by the way, Stormrun Gaming. Made a character in Blender, gave it bones, and animated in Blender. Then Blueprint, and it's good. yeah, these aren't the easiest things to do, right? But any success is a positive, especially with the likes of animation blueprints and all that stuff. Do you guys in the chat, do you want me to do a quick, right, here's a one for you, Storm Run Gaming. Have you got footsteps? And if you do, great. If you don't, would you like me to show you how to do footsteps that actually work? Right, so he's been added and that's all working now. All our dudes are saving, our NPCs, all of our interactable things are doing what they should do, right? Yeah, I'll show you quickly how you do it. Right. You've got your animations, okay? I wish I had a silly whoopee cushion sound effect, right? Because I would show you how you can do a whoopee cushion sound effect when, like, the player bends down, right? Actually, let's actually do that, right? Let's do something silly. Right. So, we have our animations, okay? And I'm going to show you what I mean. What we're going to do, right, because we're silly, is we're going to walk up here, right? And when she bends down like that, I'm going to make a whoopee cushion noise, right? In time with when she bends down, okay? Right, we're going to have to put that in both those branches, but we'll worry about that in a second. Right, so in our animations, we've got this crazy set of animations, and we've got this survival one, right? And we've got a campfire one, and this is the montage that plays, okay? So what I can do is, right, we can view it from behind so that we know exactly when to trigger this, right? Now I'm not sure if this works with montages, but I'm pretty sure it does. So we're going to do it, right? So we'll do it in the middle. We'll do it about there, right? So what you do is you right click. Oh, well that's interesting. Maybe we can't do this in a montage. Well, apparently. Right, but add a notify, right? So you'll do this, if you're doing footsteps, right, it's when each foot goes down, you'll do this and you will add a new notify, right? You're going to call it footstep, okay? We're going to call this whoopee, just cause. Right? And this still... Right. We're not going to do that. Right, I'm going to show you the other way of doing it. I'll show you on the actual... I'll show you on the bad guy, right? Because I've never done that on a montage. So I'm not 100% sure how that works. Right? But... And I don't want to... confuse matters. Let's put it that way. Right, so we've got our infected zombie, right? And this is him here. And he's using this animation blueprint, okay? So we're going to open that up. And this is all his animations, right? So we're going to open up the blueprint, okay? Now, what we want to see is his walk idle, right? And we know that he's using the blend space right, but what we want to know is, we want to know which of the blends he's using, right? So we've got not an idle, right? We want it on walk. You want it on walk and run, but we'll just do it on walk, right? So basically, we open up walk, right? And you get it to where the foot goes down, right? So his left foot went down there, right? And then what we can do is we want to add a notify, right? So we add a notify. You'll notice there's already a BP notify footstep here, right? Because you can fire off a blueprint if you want, but the easiest way to do it is we could do like step, okay? So you would say step and look for where he puts his foot down there, right? Now we're not going to be super duper accurate here, but you get the point. And we just say step again, right? I could have actually selected step, but anyway. So now we can go back, and if we go to our event graph, right, what we can do is we can right click now, and then if we type step, there should be an event all anim notify step, right? And then what we can do is we can say play sound at location. Oops. So we say play if I can click on the right thing. Play sound at location, right? We can get a reference to self. Actually, we don't. What we do is we get the pawn owner, right? Because we want the position of the pawn. Right? And we say actor location. right? And we can just pop that in there. And then we just pick a sound asset, right? And this would be your footsteps. Now, under normal circumstances, right, what you would normally do is you would have like a number of different sounds, right? Footstep sounds. So you'd pick a random one, right? But I'm just going to play a sound, right? So that basically this guy will make a sound. Okay. Doesn't really matter what this is. We can make him scream. That'll do. Right, now what I'll do is I'll add a breakpoint in here to show you that it actually works. Okay, so we've got a breakpoint in there. And now we can press play. And it's not doing it. Well, that's awesome. We do need, we'll do an attenuation. Set that there. Now the question is, why is this not firing? Right, whatever. Let's fix this up while we're at it. Right. I just want it to stop doing errors everywhere. This is all because of the save game thing. Right, and I don't know why our mutant is not firing his step thing. Unless, of course, if we look at this again, right, and we actually look at the blend, because he might not actually be walking, he might actually be at full speed, which is zombie run. So if we go to zombie run, we can do the same thing, right? So add notify, new notify. I've got a sneaking suspicion that this might be not working because it's already configured to run a blueprint on the notify thing. But what you would do is pick the other footstep, and step, and save that. Yeah, I think I might have picked the wrong thing to do this with, but it will work in your thing, Storm Run Gaming. this will work. Right, you add those notifies in. Now it's not working for him, or at least it's not breaking. I don't actually know if it's working or not because I can't hear him. Right. Oh, he's out in the ocean. Right, I can't demonstrate that working because this is already actually doing stuff. This blueprint is already doing stuff with these, but if you do that, right, if in your animation footsteps, right, with your third player character, all you do is add notifies, and then when you go into your animation blueprint, your anim notify, and then the thing that you've just created, right, will work, and you can play sound, you can basically do all this stuff, right? But that's how you get footsteps locked in to when the character actually walks, right? That's how you do it. Okay? So I would have to investigate this one further to find out what's going on. Right, but I think that this is already firing a notify. Sorry, it's firing a blueprint. And you can do this with any animation, like, so basically you can do it where, like, you're firing a bow and arrow. So at a particular point in a bow and arrow, like when you're releasing it, you can play the sound so that it links up with your animation. But that's how you do it. That's how you link up animations and stuff with sounds. Okay. Now, as I said, you can get it to fire another blueprint if you want. Not something I've done, but I know it's in this project because there are some assets in this project, but you would have to basically muck about with. It depends on your project. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends on your project, what you want to use it for, right? But you'll see here, one of the ways I would probably do it is this roar thing, right? Then I would check when he actually starts to roar. So I would make it like here. And this would be a notify for him to roar. Right? But that's basically what you do. So another good idea would be this one here probably. So basically when it looks like the animation connects, you would have a crunch sound there, right, when he actually bites you. Maybe have it twice because he seems to bite down twice, but same idea, right? But yeah, that's how you do footsteps with notifies. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, guys. If you're enjoying the content, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to 2 separate Discords, which is the Groenland Discord and my personal Discord, plus my Patreon where you can support the channel, and my previous game on Steam, which is available now for $1, and it's a tower defense game. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay guys, I'm back. We can get on with it again. Thanks for the kind words, Tarek. Right, well, we're trying to make it as AAA as possible. That's kind of always my design philosophy with this. It's, if it's in a AAA game, then it goes in my game. Now, where possible, obviously you can't make that your... we haven't got the manpower or the money to do that all the time, but where possible I do try to do that. Right, so where were we? Can't remember. There is a couple of things annoying me about this, right? And that is, number one, the animals are moving far too fast, right? Now, the question here is, I'm pretty sure I've got these set up in a data table, right? Yeah, I have. Right, so if we go to the stag, sorry, his walking speed is far too fast. So I'm going to slow him down. I'm going to slow them all down, in fact, right? Because the animation just doesn't fit with the speed that it actually goes at. So we're going to slow that down, okay? And we're going to have to delete our save game again. Once you start getting and developing save games and stuff, you need to do a lot of deleting of the save games. Right, so what we want to see at this point is we want to see, that's a bit better. See how it's walking a lot slower now. I'm not solo, I've got a colleague who does a lot of the visual stuff, right? See, I think their walking is still too fast, right? It's actually quite difficult to get. And I need to do something a bit better. The animals are doing what they're supposed to do. Like, they'll wander about, they'll rest, they'll do loads of stuff. Right, but that needs worked on. We need to figure out a way. Right, these have got their jobs, and that's all good. Right, I think what I need to do now is we need to do another test on something, right? So, I'm guessing you guys, if you haven't watched too much, you'll not have seen this. I created a helper tool for my designer to add stuff to the game easily, right? So what we can do here is we can add like a weapon, right? So all we do basically is click on that, comes up in here, and then you've got a target, and you just basically say create interactable, and that's it now in the game, and it's an interactable item. Okay, and it sets up some defaults for you that it should be. So now when I press play, it'll be in the game, there it's there, and it'll do the stuff, right? I can take it, we can go into here, it comes up, okay, and then basically you can do your thing with it. A lot of these, the pivot point isn't in the right position, so it kind of looks weird, but it does work. Okay, so that works. We're going to save it, and we're going to make sure that it's still in our inventory. Okay, and it is, so that's all working great. Okay, and there's actually a thing. Wait a minute. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up this, right, and we're going to pick up that, then we're going to save it. Actually, we'll just open this door because I do like to see this stuff working, right? We'll open that door, we'll save it, we'll stop it, we'll press play, and as you can see, that door opens again, etc, etc, right? And in our inventory, we've got a problem. Right, okay. Okay. So we're going to have to do the old delete save gamey thing. Right. Which is a pain in the ass, but hey ho. Right. Now the question is, did it muck up when it was saving, or did it muck up before that? No, it's using a timeline. Somebody. It's using a timeline on the rotation. Right, so we can take that, and now if you look at the inventory, wow. Well, that's not good. That is not good. Okay, is it the weapon that's doing that? Okay, so we didn't save, so this should be empty still. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, so we're not going to save it. So for some reason, right, if we look at our inventory, we've got our food, right, we go to our inventory, we've got our food, 2 of them, okay, So if we go to our weapon and take it, our inventory is okay there. Okay, so at this point our inventory is good. Now what we should be able to do here is, yeah, that's for food only, that's clothing only, that's tools, which includes that, that's for fuel, which we don't have, and that's for everything, right? So it shouldn't be Unreal 5. There's no specific ways on how a door works. You could do it in a sequencer, or you could do it. The normal way to do it is the way that it's done here. I'll show you in a second, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this and I'm going to stop it. I'll show you the door, right? Right, that's it there. Now this bit and this variable are for the save game, so that I know whether it's open or closed, right? Now I didn't write this, but mine would end up pretty similar to this, right? And as you can see, is all it's doing is setting the rotation on the Z, right? Now if you wanted a sliding door, you would just basically change the location rather than rotation, right? But this is basically just firing door audio. So the open and the close. As I said, you could do it on a flip-flop, right? And then just reverse it, right? But I wonder if they're using 0 to 1. No, they're using some weird thing. TG. Right. No, a sequencer's not the best solution, right? Right. I'll tell you what we'll do, right? I'll create one for you, right? Right, so if we just go to content, right? Just create an actor, right? And then we want a mesh, right? And in the mesh, we'll just do a door, right? The big door will do it, right? Okay, just say block all dynamic will do just now. Right. Then obviously what we're going to do is we're going to create a collision box round about it. Right, so we'll go to our viewport. We've got our box. Right. Doesn't really matter what size this is, to be fair. Right, but that would do it. Right. Ah, god damn it. Alright, we'll do that. Right, so say that's your door now. The interesting point here, and what we want to see, is where the pivot point is on this door, right? So, if we spin it, if we spin the mesh on the Z, see how the pivot point's in the wrong place? Right? So that's a rubbish door to have. So we're just going to change it to there. Right? And you'll notice that our pivot point is probably different now. Oh, god damn it. Right, it doesn't really matter about this, to be honest. You would set this up as you want, right? But the thing being that when we rotate this, it rotates on an edge, right? It's not rotating from the center. Okay, so in our event graph, we can get our box, right? And let's just say on begin overlap, we'll just muck about with this, right? And if anything, we'll just say has tag, right? And we'll say player. Okay, and then we'll branch off it. So if it collides with the player, we're going to do something. Timeline, add timeline, we'll call it TL rotation. Right, then what we could actually do here is we could do flip-flop, right? Yeah, you can do it this way. I'm showing you the way to do it. Right, so if you wanted to open and close, right, depending on if the player collides with it, you could just do this with a flip-flop, right? And you could basically say reverse from end and play from start, right? Then open up your timeline, right? And then in your length, you basically tell it how long you want it to take to do it. So let's say we want to do it for 5 seconds. Then we add a float, right? And then we add a key, and then we add another key, right? And at this one, we're going to be 0, 0, right? And at the second key, we're going to be at 5 seconds. Sorry, that's rubbish. Time is going to be 5. And the value is going to be, let's say we wanted to open 120 degrees, right? Okay, and then that's it. Okay, So then we go back to our event graph and we set rotation right. We split the pin. We do that. We do it on update. Right. And that, I believe, should work. Right, so now, if we bring this in, right, and we'll move it over here a bit, and then we'll drop it to the ground. Right, there we go. Okay. So now, when we go to here and walk up to the door, there we go. There we go. Simple as that. Okay. If we wanted to do it faster, all we need to do is go into here, right? Open up our timeline. Change the time to, let's say, 2 seconds. And then on our second thing, we just change that to 2. Right? Compile that. Run it, and that should be us, right? And there you go. Door open, door closed. Okay, because I'm colliding with it all the time, it will just go open and closed. Right? If I run away, I'll do that. Right? There you go. Simple as that. So there is how you open a door with the timeline. Right, and there we have it. One door. If you want to look at that again. Yeah, you could do it. Yeah, you can do that. It's up to you. I just did it on one collision, right, just to do it quickly, right? But you could do it on, you know, your end overlap. You could close it again, right? It's up to you with your logic, but it's simple as that, right? As I said, it's really just up to you how you implement the logic of how you want it to work. Right, but basically that's it. So hopefully that helped somebody out. Hope this deletes. Right, so it's finally got around to deleting it. Right. My internet's suddenly going a bit slow. Well, hopefully that helps you, somebody. And there's no reason why it shouldn't work in Unreal Engine 5, right? Now, what we need to know here is why we shouldn't have a save game, right? And we know that when we added these things, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this again, right? To make sure that I know what state the game is in, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up these, okay? Then I'm going to pick up this. Then we're going to look at our inventory, and our inventory at this point is correct. Okay. Now, if I save it, which I've just done, and I press inventory, it's still there, everything's still good. Okay. Now I'm going to escape it. I'm going to press play again. Did I save it? Yeah, I did save it. Right, these are all gone, which is right. Inventory. That's okay. There's a video explaining why people quit Unreal Engine 5. I don't think there's a definitive reason why people quit. People quit Unreal Engine for a whole host of things. It won't be just one thing. Right, so the inventory seems to be working again. Right, so is it the order I did it? Did I save it wrong or some stupid thing? Did I have some sort of a... Right, let's do it in another way round. Yeah, it's picked those up wrong. Right, that's weird. Right, so if I pick up the weapon first, it screws it up. Right. That's weird. Weird indeed. Right. So I need to know what's in her inventory. Okay. whatever reason is going on here, that adding the second item after the weapon is not working. Right? So, we're going to have to go to interactable items here and check out what the heck is going on. Okay. So we're on pick up item. Right? So I don't think we've saved this. Right? So now if I press play, okay, so that is fine. Right, we hit our breakpoint. And it's deer meat, food, blah blah blah. Resume that. Now, I think that inventory at this point is going to be good, okay? Okay, somebody, I'll catch you later, bud. Yep, it's good. Now, this gives me a clue to why this isn't working right. Why did that not break there? Right, hang on a second. What's going on there? Oh, this is weird. Why did that not break? Okay, there is definitely something a bit weird going on. Right. Right, so we've got our interactable. We step into, and that's BP food. Okay. Did I hit the wrong button there or something? Step into, and we're on BP food. Okay. I think I hit the R button used rather than the pick up. I think that's what the issue was there. Right, so that's okay. I think I know where the issue lies, but right, so we can step over, step into, and it's going to be on the weapon, that's correct. Resume that. Okay. Next thing. Our inventory is okay. It is when we already have something in our inventory, or two things in our inventory, and we add a duplicate of the next thing. That is what I believe is the issue. Right? So it is going to be in here, and the error is going to be in here somewhere, because this is if it exists. Okay, so I'm going to press play on this, right? Now in here we take it, right, disable this breakpoint, resume, we take it, right, and this is the food, we resume. Now the question is, that's okay. We didn't have that breakpoint on. Right, we enable breakpoint, okay? The error comes when we do this. Okay. Right, so it exists, right? So this is going to be a number, right? and as you can see, it's the spear, even though it's not. Right, so for whatever reason, that deer meat it's finding it at position 1. Okay, actually the problem is that should be in there. Save that. Press play. Go there. Resume. Go there. Resume. Go there. Resume. And there we go. We're fixed. So, we have successfully fixed our inventory issue. We've done a few things on the save game. We've got our dead animal showing up and being able to be skinned, and all that saving stuff is working properly. So that's been a pretty successful little stream, I would say, after a dodgy start. So if you've enjoyed the content, hit like and subscribe. Check out the descriptions for links to the official Groenland Discord server, and there's also a link to my personal server. You will find my Patreon there as well, along with my previous game on Steam, which is a little tower defense game, only $1. You can support the channel by getting that on Steam as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back 8 PM tonight, probably. Bye bye for now.